Good morning. I am calling to order our regularly scheduled meeting of the Committee of the Whole. My name is Elizabeth Glidden. I'm the chair of this committee, and I'm joined today by council members Gordon, Kano, Bender, Andrew Johnson, Yang, Warsami, and Reich, and we are a quorum of the committee. We have one item on the agenda for the Committee of the Whole. It's a consent item, and it is authorization to join the local government amicus brief in Darwish versus Trump. And so I will go ahead and move approval of this item. If anybody would like more discussion of it, you're free to do so. So any discussion? Seeing none, all in approval, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? That item is approved. Next, we have reports of committees. I am going to skip for right now community development. We can return to it and go to the health, environment, and community engagement report by Councilmember Gordon.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Health, Environment, and Community Engagement Committee will be bringing forward 4 items for consideration on Friday. First is accepting a grant from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to allow the Health Department's Food, Lodging, and Pools Unit to continue work on complying with the federal voluntary national retail food regulatory standards. Second item is confirming a mayoral appointment to the Public Health Advisory Committee. Third item is confirming mayoral appointments for 2-year terms to the Minneapolis Advisory Committee on People with Disabilities. And the fourth and final item is authorizing the issuance of our request for proposals for the 2017 One Minneapolis Fund. I'm happy to stand for questions.
Thank you, Councilmember Gordon. Next, we have Public Safety, Civil Rights, and Emergency Management. With that committee's chair, Councilmember Yang.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. On Friday, we will have 4 items before the council. First item is a grant acceptance, and last 3 items are contract amendments with SMG. And I can stand for questions.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we have Transportation and Public Works. With that chair, Councilmember Wright.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The committee will be forwarding 6 items for full committee consideration. Item 1 is the I-35W Lake Street Transit Access Project. Project approval, assessment, and areaway abandonment. And those actions are listed. Item 2 is the 42nd Avenue North, Xerxes Avenue to Lindale Reconstruction Project. And that also is approval of the assessment, areaway, and abandonment for that project. Item 3 is the Federal Communications Small Cell Infrastructure Public Notice for comments. Item 4 is the application for Hennepin County Bicycle and Sidewalk Grant Funds. Item 5 is the Winter Street Northeast Alley Construction Project. And that's a resolution for that to move forward for the amount listed. And there will be a public hearing for that on March 28th, 2017. The final item is the Sea Line Bus Rapid Transit, BRT, Penn Avenue North Layout Approval and Cooperative Agreement. I will stand for questions of Madam Vice President.
Thank you. I'm not seeing questions. Next, we have the Ways and Means Committee with its Vice Chair, Councilmember Palmisano. To give that report for the Ways and Means.
Madam Chair, I don't have the report in front of me.
Okay.
If you give me just a second.
I have a report. Why don't you pass that down to Councilmember Palmisano?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are 14 items for approval from Ways and Means that was rescheduled, and our regular meeting was on February 21st. The first is the real estate exchange of 415 5th Street parcel for the 501 4th Street Avenue South parcel for the downtown office consolidation. The second item is 340 27th Avenue Northeast and 2547 5th Street Northeast for the East Side Storage and Maintenance Facility project. There are 4 legal settlements that we're approving. There's a grant application to the city on the Library and Information Resources Center for the city clerk's office. There's a memorandum of understanding for the city coordinator's office to work with What Works Cities. A lease for office space at 519 Oak Grove Street for the police department and for the police department's employee assistance program. There's the contract amendment with Wilson Development Services for acquisition and trust account services. There's acquisition of 4 properties for East Side Storage and Maintenance, an amendment to the investment management agreement with RBC Global Asset Management, who is our manager for that, a contract with Meadowbrook Insurance Group for workers' comp adjusting services and a contract amendment with Lockridge Grindle Nowen for federal representation services. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Next, we have zoning planning report by Councilmember Bender as chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 3 items, or 2 items from Zoning and Planning. Item number 1 is appointing 9 volunteers to the Minneapolis Arts Commission. And item number 2 is a rezoning at 3453 Hennepin Avenue South to OR1, and that will allow for a nice little mixed-use building there. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. And then we're going to return to the Community Development and Regulatory Services report with its chair, Councilmember Goodman.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Councilmember Fry chaired the committee because I was in a settlement conference, so I'm asking him to do the report.
Thank you, Councilmember Fry.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. We have 13 items on the agenda for this Friday. The first is a land sale at 2600 17th Avenue. The second is a land sale at 2604 17th Avenue South. The third is a land sale for 3321 25th Avenue South, which we will be postponing and holding one cycle for additional community engagement. Item number 4 is a land sale at 3010 California Street Northeast. Number 5, a business license and operating conditions for 4G Inc., doing business as Delano's Pizza. 6 are liquor and business applications. 7 is business license operating conditions for a 10th Base LLC, doing business as Pyramid. 8th is a business license operating conditions for Yee's Therapeutic Massage. 9 is a business license suspension for Omar Inc. 10 is passage of a resolution approving the budget for McPhail Center. 11 is Midtown Exchange Apartments project modifications and authorizing a first mortgage refinance. Number 12 is a passage of a resolution authorizing a series of tax-exempt recovery zone facility revenue bonds for the American Academy of Neurology. And finally, number 13 is authorizing a contract with Daugherty and Company to serve as municipal advisor to the Common Bond Fund. Happy to stand for any questions.
I'm not seeing questions. So with that, I believe that we have concluded with our agenda and we are adjourned. Thank you.